Welcome to Spooky Saturday, where I share my eerie imagination. If you enjoy mixed media crafting and creepy creations, hit that subscribe button and check out my channel. If you like this episode, hit that like button and share with your friends. For today's horror craft, I've upped the ghoul level on a skeleton crow I purchased from the Dollar Tree last Halloween. But this idea of a decaying crow came to me 2 years ago when I was gathering props for my family of scarecrows. This one-armed scarecrow was the perfect cover for a broken collarbone. I stuffed an old sock with polyfill, cut the sleeve down, glued the filled sock inside the sleeve, then glued straw to the end of the sock. I used mostly hot glue. The shirt was big enough to fit over the sling, and the missing arm looks amazing. For my ensemble, I envisioned a feathered black crow with red eyes sitting on my shoulder. Unfortunately, I could not find one cheap enough that year at the store. A friend gave me a tip about skeleton crows at the Dollar Tree, and a new idea was born: the decaying crow. Adding flesh would give a pop of black and really creep it up. For the newly deceased crow, I was going for a fresher death look. First, I mixed some bold red and medium brown paint together for a blood look. I started with the beak. I wanted more color here. The bloodier, the better. I then painted the entire skeleton, leaving no area untouched. I even painted the inside rib cage. Adding slightly more color to the joints and inner areas of the bones provided even more depth to the corpse. I wanted to leave the spots most susceptible to the elements lighter, as I imagined the gore to wear off faster here, especially the skull. After the entire bird was painted with blood, I added black to the eye sockets. Next, a dry brush with black to the base of the beak and around the eyes. I followed up with a bit more dry brushing of black to the skull to really get the cracks to pop. After the blood dries, I start on the flesh. I wanted the podge to add additional carnage, so I attempted to make it a color close to the red-brown blood of earlier. Well, that failed. I added black, so it turned out slightly purple. I know better, but I guess I didn't know better today. It dried fine though, not purplish. I used this colored podge to adhere bits of black tissue to the bird. Rip the tissue into smaller pieces without straight edges. Podge randomly on the skeleton. Gently lay the tissue over the podge, and then gently podge over the tissue. Conveniently place flesh over any areas you wish to hide. Stop before you go overboard. I thought about adding some feathers, but I just didn't have any on hand. Maybe I'll go back later and add some. Maybe I won't. You could easily stop with just the blood, but I really love how the flesh made it turn out. Thanks for watching this episode of Spooky Saturday. I hope you'll join me next week for another eerie adventure in crafting.